Hi guys, RP Gamer here, coming at you with another RP Ramblings, where I try to talk for about 10-15 minutes and hopefully something coherent comes out of it. And what I want to talk to you today about is allegiances and loyalty within, well, your PCs, but mainly within the NPCs and the groups within your world. So to describe what I mean, a little story about the area where I live, the northeast, Northumberland, Tyne and Wear. In I believe it was 1307. It's important date up here because I'll go back a little further. In 1305, William Wallace was caught and taken down to London to be killed. He was killed and quartered. His parts of his body were taken around the country and to basically show people what happens when you go against the crown, the king at the time. So, but in 1307, 2 years later, the king sent his troops north. I'm not talking to Scotland, I'm talking to here, Northumberland. No, Tyne and Wear area. Well, because we let the Scots through. We didn't put up a fight against the Scots as they made their way down. I believe they got as far as York, and we didn't stop them. We didn't support them as such, but we didn't stop them, because we in the northeast were, why should we stop them? Why should we care about the king? The king. The only time they cared about us was when it was tax time, when it was time to collect the taxes. They didn't do it. The king and those down south didn't do anything for the north. They didn't help us at all. So why should we support them? Why should we protect them? And that's why he sent his troops to Northumberland, to show what happens, because he classed us as traitors as well, to show what happened to traitors. And as I say, we didn't support the Scots, but we didn't support the king either, so he took that as treason. 1307, he came to a small town here. Well, it wasn't even a town or a village, it was a hamlet, I believe, the ones under it, of about 60 people. There was only 60 people living there, and he sent his troop. The troops arrived, slaughtered everyone. They're his own men, they're his own people that he's slaughtering, not Scots. We slaughtered them simply because we let the Scots go. We valued our own life over the life of the king. So hundreds were slaughtered in the north because of their support for, well, because of their lack of support for the king. I keep saying support for Scotland. I mean, that still exists today in a certain regard. There's quite a lot of the people of the north don't look kindly upon government, the south, because they don't really seem to they don't appear to care much about the North. I'm not saying they don't, but that's a lot of people's opinions still to this day, that the South doesn't really care about the North. I mean, I've found, speaking to people from other countries, and that Manchester is probably as far north as most people know in the UK. So you can see why we don't feel loved. Anyway, that's kind of what I'm getting at with allegiances in your world. Not every town and city and village in your kingdom will feel the same way about the king or the monarchy or the government or whatever power you've got established. Not everyone will want them there. Not everyone will care if they're there. Quite a lot of the time, more often than not, you'll find simple not caring who's in charge doesn't affect them. The monarchy doesn't help them in their day-to-day life. Maybe some will hate them because they just come along, collect taxes and tributes and then go again. I mean, the closer to the main hub of the kingdom, you'll probably find more support, but the further out you get, the less support and less love the reigning powers will have. Maybe, like here, you'll have empathy for the enemy. When the enemy comes to invade, you might have towns and cities just saying, right, come on through, we won't stop you. It's holding their hands up. We won't stop you. Maybe even going as far as to house them or feed them or support them in their fight. Because I mean, at the end of the day, is the powers that be really gonna know that you supported them? At the end of the day, whoever wins, you just come out with your support for them. And at a smaller level, when your PCs get involved and they approach a town, are they really going to care that they've been sent on a mission by the king? Are they going to bother helping them with their mission? Your PCs rock in saying we've been sent on special request by the king, expecting some kind of special treatment, looking after, like free stay at the inn and whatever, and maybe the town even puts the rates up because they think, hey, these are being sent directly by the king. They must have he must have paid them a bit of money to do it, to come, so we'll fleece them for all they've got. And also, to flip it a little, what about your PCs? Do they have loyalties to the crown? Do they have allegiances? Do they care? I mean, we all say that the PCs need to be invested in the campaign. They need to go along with the plot hooks to make it work. They need to work with the GM to find a way to get them invested, to bring them into it. And usually that works through the backstory. But why can't there be a bit of conflict there? Maybe they're more mercenary. They don't really care why they're doing it. They don't care if the kingdom falls. They're just in it for the money. Or maybe if given the offer, they turn on the kingdom. They turn on their employers given the opportunity. Just I'm coming at the end of the video, so just think of the allegiances when you're looking at your cities and towns. Not everyone's gonna feel the same way about the powers that be. Not everyone's gonna feel the same way about the PCs, depending on where they come from in terms of why they're there. Just remember that just because they're not aiding you doesn't mean they're aiding the enemy. It could just mean they're indifferent, like the North was with the Scots. We were very indifferent. Anyway, until tomorrow's video, bye.